Welcome back on Dynamo. Today I want to propose you a video about
the unboxing review about the Assault Squad Terminator of the Space Marine. This is the, I can say, vanilla one, so that you can personalize as you want. I really like such type of squad because it gives me this type of weapons that can be the melee one that are with the lightning claws, or the thunder hammer with the storm shield. So it's quite interesting about such box. Sincerely had this because I like to combine such box with other options, for example Space Hulk, for example other Terminator that has been released a long time by the Games Workshop itself. So I like to mix them and realize something new, and I show you an example later. So now we can open this box and see the contents inside. Here we have the box that we can see has a quite lot of nice imaging to see, and here a way to build and eventually to paint them. It's quite simple, but remember that you can personalize them. So now we can open the box. Here we can see the Terminator itself that we have, so you can make as you want. We have 5 type of legs with these that are the plastic itself, and this is that it's the beamer that will use a different base later to put on. And here we have these that are the shoulder pads that I like to modify a lot, these ones, and the heads. So we have also some accessories here and here that are quite nice. And now we go to see the weapons. But first we have to see the bases. We have here 5 bases available that are for the Terminator, but remember that you'll use also another one that is about the beamer to teletransport the Terminators, because it's quite useful, that one. So remember about putting a base 25mm one. You should have one free one to use, so that you can have to put on it. So now we can go to see the weapons. And here we have the weapons. I miss one of these thunder hammer because I used for a conversion, so I have not here this one. So we can see that we have 4 different shield of this type, and one of these that usually it's associated to the sergeant, but you can personalize as you want. And here these that are couple of lightning claws. Remember that you can personalize a lot. We have a lot of details here that can be available to personalize, and I think that they are really quite nice. Also these ones can be useful, even if I prefer also this one to personalize. So as you can see, this it's all type of sprue because are quite large, the distance of the piece from the sprue itself, so it's not so difficult to remove from the sprue itself the pieces that you need. So it's quite useful, this one. Even if you only need this weaponry, it's worth the box itself, because the Terminator can be used in any way, because you can personalize, you can create your own characters and so on, and are always useful. And these weapons, buying these separately, it's much more expensive. So I think that if you are able to have a sort of discount or so on, or you can find a box that have it inside, it can be quite useful, this type. So quite nice. Here we have the decals that we can use, so they are always useful for the ones of the main chapter that you need, so that you can personalize as you like your own miniatures, so without have the problem about painting or creating some of such symbols, even if I'm silly and I continue to paint these ones. And really, I suggest you eventually to think about using these decals, because they improved along the years the way to apply to the models. Once it was not so simple to put on the models themselves. Still, it's an option that you can decide, and you can quite make it worth or not. It's up to you. So quite nice. And then have these that are the instruction to build the also Terminators. I like this type of design of this instruction because it's always nice. And as you can see, the instructions are really quite simple. You can almost avoid them if you need, because as you can see, it's really quite simple to understand how it works, such type of model. Still, maybe you want to understand how certain type of model go or better, some type of pieces of the model go. So you wanted to understand how you can position them, or simply you wanted to create something completely new and use this referral. Still quite nice, and I like a lot such type of unity, because I think that it's quite interesting to understand the position of the different type of weapons, the legs and so on, can modify your way to create and associated models. And if you see, you can find also this type of details here and here that can be useful to personalize your own model. And sincerely, I created a video about how to write, for example, little writing on the model itself. If you're interested, you can find it in the description. So quite nice. And here an example of one model of such that I modified. I used and combined different styles, for example, for this. For example, the base and these shoulder pads come from the shibor, so I used something different. This part, for example, it's something that I cloned with the green stuff so that I could use. I magnetized it so that I could take off these pieces and change, for example, with the lighting close, or transform it in another type of Terminator freely. As you can see also here, I used a piece that usually it's from other things and put here because I preferred such. Here I change and modify these pieces here, for example, using something that I created using the green stuff. So I personalized it and made the final effect something quite nice to see, I think. So it's something that it's worth, in my opinion. Obviously, it's a simple way. I made even more dignified and modified models about the Terminators, but it's only to make you understand how, from a simple looking model, you can, with simple efforts, made something improving quite nice. So I think that it could be quite worth to understand the value of such models. So as you understand, the Terminators are one of my favorite units, and I like a lot to convert it, so that in the future I bring you also a sort of showing of my amount of Terminator that I modify, completely change and so on, because I think that I have a lot of potential and it's one of my favorite armor about the Space Marines. So it's something that I really like. Anyway, from Dino Mode it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video, or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again. Till the next time.